application is an app, and approval is shown with applause. Now, David, you were saying just before the break, that we'd had the word faltered recently, yes. And then, of course, we'd had hogtied quite a while back, but, we've got these repeat words that keep coming up on the show, and there was a lovely one that came up the other night, lurgy.
That's right.
And you did mention you might tell us a little bit more about it at some stage.
Yes, when a word does come up that has a great story behind it, like lurgies, then I'm very keen to sort of slot that into a word story down the track. Because lurgies, as I mentioned, is actually from The Goon Show. It was coined by Spike Milligan. And in fact, I even went so far back as to find the script where it first appeared. And it was on November 9, 1954.
Wow, that would have been a great document to have a look through, as the script, as opposed to the actual mayhem of the performance.
It was, in fact, and the lurgy was this scourge that was striking England. And Dr. Neddy Seagoon, who was a recurring character, he had to sort of take on the role of freeing England from this blight.
Well, I like the way they always refer to it as the dreaded lurgy. It gave it that extra importance.
Yes, now whether Spike intended it to be a fictitious malady, it really is just a cover-all for any kind of, infection or flu that you have. Just call it a lurgy. So Neddy Seagoon, in the vein of Louis Pasteur, had to try and eradicate this lurgy. But the other phrase that relates to both health and also British comedy is sick as a parrot. Now, in Australia, we say sick as a dog, but in the UK, sick as a parrot is just as common. The reason being is that in the 1970s, the Monty Python Flying Circus, there was a skit called the Norwegian Blue Parrot Skit.
Oh, an absolute classic.
It is.
That is an ex-parrot.
That's right. Mr. Praline, who is the owner of the Norwegian Blue, takes this dead parrot back to the pet shop hoping to get a refund, and the pet shop owner uses every word except dead. He calls it supine or horizontal or indolent or relaxing, and that is why the UK version of sick as a dog is actually sick as a parrot. So two less than well phrases, both from British comedy.
Great comedy influence on the language. Thank you, David.
Pleasure.
Let's have a look at the scores. Peter on 7, David on 16 as we head into our next letters. And David, your choice this time.
Got a consonant, please, Lily.
Thanks, David. N.
Another one, please.
C.
C. One more.
M.
A vowel.
E.
Another vowel, please.
A.
A consonant.
H.
One more consonant.
L.
A vowel, please.
I.
And a vowel to finish, please.
And last letter O.
I'll start the clock. How many did you get from that mix, David?
Just a 5.
And Peter?
I have a 6.
Hold that for a moment. The 5 first.
Chain.
And your 6?
Menial.
Menial. That's a nice word.
It's a lovely word, menial. Well done, Peter. A good 6. It means servile or relating to domestic servants. Now, we talked about being sick as a parrot. Well, a canary would be very sick testing the air levels in a coal mine, which is there for 8.
Well found, David. But well done to Peter. 6 points. Only 3 points between them now as we head into our next letters. And Peter, you choose, please.
Okay. Lily, I would like to start with the consonant.
Thanks, Peter. G.
And another.
N.
And one more.
D.
Okay, I would like a vowel.
A.
Another vowel.
O.
And one more.
I.
Okay, I would like to go back to the consonants.
R.
And another consonant.
F.
And another consonant.
And last letter V.
Thanks, Lily. Time starts now. How was that mix for you, Peter?
Not too bad. I have a 6.
6. David?
I've got a 7.
That's even better. But let's have the 6 first, Peter.
Grinds.
And your 7?
Soaring.
Soaring does on this occasion.
It does. Well done, David. A good 7. I just wish that last letter had been a vowel. E, organised. If that next letter in the next letter's game is an E, I don't want to know about it. Soaring, adoring is another 7.
Good stuff, David. Frustration's a terrible thing, isn't it? But David scored 7 points. Well, let's see what the numbers yield for us this time. And David, what's your favourite combination?
Well, with 4 children at home, I have to go the family mix, Lily.
Thanks, David. That's 2 large and 4 small children. And our numbers 5, 8, 6, 4, and the 2 large, 175. The target to reach is 685.
Thanks, Lily. Here we go. Well, what did the family mix yield for you, David?
Almost. 1 away, 684.
1 away, that is good going. Peter?
683.
683, 2 away. So you're a little bit further. David, you're closest. What did you do?
100 times 6, Lee, 600.
100 times 6 is 600.
Plus the 75.
Plus the 75,
Add on the 5 and the 4.
675. Add on the 5 and the 4.
And gets you to 684.
684. Well done.
684, so just 1 off the target. How did you go with this one, Lily?
Yeah, I got there, and actually, up until this point, David and I were on the same wavelength, and then at this point, we're 10 away from 685. And to get the 10, if you divide the 8 by 4, that gives you 2, and multiply the 2 by 5 is 10, and then add that on to 675, which gives you 685.
So, well done, Lily. Very nice work. But David did well. He was only 1 away, so he scores 7 points. And that means that our scores now, Peter is on 13 and David is on 30 as we head for another break. Another word mix for you, this time print era. And the clue, a rampaging reptile. Back in a while.